السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. آه بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا إنك سميع مجيب الدعاء. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وقلب لا يخشع ونفس لا تشبع ودعاء لا يسمع. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Today, inshallah, we will continue our discussion on the people of the cave, أصحاب الكهف. We already started in the, I think, last two classes, the story of the people of the cave, and we said that they were young people from wealthy families, and they were obliged, or they were stand against the obligation of the king who asked them to worship idols alongside with Allah. They said no. They left this city, um, whose king was tyrant and persecuted them. So they said no and left everything behind. They left their families, they left their wealth, they left everything just to worship Allah on the cave. Okay, so and we talked about their action. Okay, we talked about their um what they did, what they did do. They did two things actually. Show Allah's they show Allah's servitude and humility. Okay, they said ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. And they also take action. They move to the cave. فأووا إلى الكهف. Okay, so they move to the cave. So they did two things, as we said, and Allah did many things for them. Once you take a step, small step, Allah will shower you with mercy. We may take this as a lesson for us. They did just the two things. They take a step and leave everything for the sake of Allah, just to save their deen, just to save their faith, and they also make dua. Dua can do magics. Okay? Never ever underestimate the power of dua. Okay? So they started uh, moving to the cave and uh, asking Allah to sustain their matters there, because cave is a scary place. It's dark. It is um, um, small and tight. So, but Allah make it, as we will see, will make it spacious. Spacious means something that has a lot of space. So today, inshallah, we will go through verses from 17 till 20. We'll go verse by verse, learn the translation and um, Tafseer Al-Sa'di. We also go through Tafseer Al-Mukhtasar, and we will give special attention to the names of Allah, especially the name of Allah Al-Wali. We'll see how Allah Al-Wali take care of those young people who left everything for His sake. We'll also uh, highlight some points in the to-do list. And I just need you to take this seriously. We, we need to work on this to-do list. This is so important. The most important parts here are the names of Allah, because we need to know more about Allah in order to worship Him better. And also we need to work on this to-do list. In order to work on this to-do list, we need some motivations. We need some motives and drives, um, motives that drive us to take action. So this is tadabbur, okay? So this is the main goal of tadabbur. It's just something that motivates you or drives you to take an action. Um, then we will end by the tazkiyah plan. And tazkiyah plan consists of two parts, mainly two parts. Something called at-tathir, which means um, to purify the bad habits and the bad qualities that I need to purify myself from in order to be a good Muslim. And the second part is called at-tatwir, which means the good qualities and morals and actions that I need to add to my routine in order to be a good Muslim. Okay? And to follow the path of Allah. So let's start. I just need a sister to read these verses from 17 till 20, the Arabic text only. Okay? Hopefully you have already read it with Miss Shaima and you have been corrected. So who attended with Miss Shaima? Mirza. Okay, go ahead, Mirza, please. Unmute yourself and start.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Morning meeting.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Go ahead, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وترى الشمس إذا طلعت تزاور عن كهفهم ذات اليمين وإذا غربت تقرضهم ذات الشمال وهم في فجوة منه ذلك من آيات الله من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وتحسبهم أيقاظا وهم رقود ونقلبهم ذات اليمين وذات الشمال وكلبهم باسط ذراعيه بالوصيد لو اطلعت عليهم لوليت منهم فرارا ولملئت منهم رعبا
Continue, please.
The English translation more.
Sorry.
Alright. Just as I did to them the wondrous acts that I have mentioned, I awakened them after a long period of time, and they began to ask one
Just
another
wait.
about
I'm just asking you to read the Arabic text from 17 till 20.
Alright. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وكذلك بعثناهم ليتساءلوا بينهم قال قائل منهم كم لبثتم قالوا لبثنا يوما أو بعض يوم قالوا ربكم أعلم بما لبثتم فابعثوا أحدكم بورقكم هذه إلى المدينة فلينظر أيها أزكى طعاما فليأتكم برزق منه وليتلطف ولا يشعرن بكم أحدا إنهم إن يظهروا عليكم يرجموكم أو يعيدوكم في ملتهم ولن تفلحوا إذا أبدا.
ما شاء Allah, wonderful recitation. May Allah reward you with goodness and reward your teacher. ما شاء Allah. Your teacher, I think Miss Shaima. May Allah bless her. Yeah. So, آمين وإياكم جزاك الله خيرا كثيرا. So, uh, the first verse we have today is about you would have seen the sun وترى الشمس. You would have seen the sun when it rose. I just want you, when you read it, think about Allah, Allah al-Wali. How did Allah take care of those young people? Allah changes the laws of this universe for them. Okay, we'll see how He made the sun didn't burn them, how He were moving their bodies not to be hurted, because if you stand still for a long time, your bodies would be hurt. You know this. So how Allah did take care of those people. Also, we'll see how He made their eyes open, not to be corrupted or damaged. Because if you stand for a long time, your eyes closed, it would be damaged. Okay. So this is known in medicine. So the first verse said, "You would have seen the sun when it rose, declining to the right from their cave, and when it set, turning away from them to the left, while they were in the spacious part of it." That was one of the signs of Allah. Okay, we are required to contemplate on the signs of Allah, and this is one sign of Allah. He whom Allah guides is rightly guided. Whom He Allah guides is rightly guided. We need to ask for Allah's guidance day and night, because no one can guide you if Allah didn't will it happen. Okay? Who He whom Allah guides is rightly guided, but he whom Allah causes to go astray for him, you will find you will find no guardian to guide him. Okay? So I just need another sister to read the Tafseer Al-Mukhtasar here under that Arabic text. Who would like to read? Mm-hmm. Who would like to read? Sister Bilqis, would you please read? The English text only.
Okay, Ustaza. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
They thus fulfilled the instruction, and Allah put them to sleep and protected them from their enemy. You, O one who looks at them, will see the sun when it rises from the east, inclining away from their cave to the right of the entering it. And at the time of sunset, it moves away from the cave towards the left, but does not strike it directly. They are therefore in perpetual shade, unaffected by the heat of the sun. They are in a wide space within the cave, where the air they require reaches them. The above mentioned occurrences, viz., their taking refuge in the cave, their being put to sleep, the sun's deviation from them, the
Spaciousness.
spaciousness in the cave, and their salvation from their people are all wondrous acts of Allah that indicates His power. Whoever Allah guides to the path of guidance, such a person is rightly guided in reality. Whoever Allah forsakes and lets go astray, then you will never find anyone to help and guide him to the right path. This is because guidance is in Allah's hands and not in his.
Yeah, not in his. I mean, not in your hand. Yeah, thank you. Jazakallahu khairan, dear sister Bilqis. I just wanted to ponder over the last two sentences. Whoever Allah guides you to the path, such person is rightly guided. And whoever Allah forsakes and lets go astray, you will never find anyone to help and guide him to the right path. This is a lesson for all of us. Never ever be deceived by what you are in. Don't say, I will never go astray. Alhamdulillah, I am on Quran classes. And no, you don't know what will come next. Don't overestimate um, your guidance or what you have at the moment, because Allah can deprive you from it. We can do nothing. We can do nothing unless Allah helps us to do it. Don't think that you come to this class by your intention. Allah guides you to it and facilitated everything for you because He wants for you the best. He wants you to be on, to learn about His book, to learn about His words. Okay, so it's all about Allah, not about us. Okay, so we need to thank Allah for His guidance, and we need to do better, show Allah that we appreciate His guidance to us, and we exert all efforts, okay, in order to stay steadfast and make dua. Oh Allah, keep us steadfast on your guidance, on your straight way. Okay, so we need to make dua day and night because it's all in Allah's hands. Everything in Allah's hands. Okay, not in our hands. Um, this is one thing. The other thing is look at how Allah took care of those people. They just do two things, not so much. Okay, two things. They just love everything, but two, and they are heavy in their scale because they left everything for the sake of Allah and go to the cave to worship Allah alone without any partner, and they made dua. And we will see how Allah appreciated and rewarded them in this dunya. In this dunya, okay? Plus, of course, they were in the hereafter, but even in this dunya, Allah took care of them, guide their steps. Okay, He just make the sun merciful merciful for them. They the sun didn't strike them directly, otherwise it would burn them. Okay, but He made the sun move from he said, he arises from the east inclining away. Okay, and at the time of sunset it moves away from the cave towards the left. Okay, He took care of them, took care of them. um he made the cave, um which is always small and scary, He made it spacious, means it has a lot of space. The air comes around, so they can find the comfort there. Okay, so let's move to the second verse. Mm-hmm. Would you please continue the English text?
Okay. You, O one who looks at them, will think they are awake because their eyes are open, though in actual fact they are asleep. I turned them over in their sleep, sometimes to the right and sometimes to the left, so that the earth does not consume their bodies. Their dog,
Consume. So
yeah,
the earth doesn't consume their
their
bodies.
bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their dogs that accompanying them stretches out its forelegs at the entrance of the cave. If you had come across them and seen them, you would have turned and run away, being afraid of them, and your soul would have been filled with fear of them.
Yeah, excellent, mashallah. So here he's telling us about وتحسبهم أيقاظا. As I told you, their eyes were open. So if you look at them, you think they are awake, okay? Because their eyes are open. And I told you the reason for this. Their eyes are open because if your eyes are closed for a long time, it would be corrupt. They would be corrupted, okay? So um, so Allah made them sleep for a longer time, and um, Allah also uh, uh, turned them to the right and left, turned their bodies to the right and left, because as I told you also, if your bodies stand still for a longer time, the earth will consume your body, will eat your body, you know? So that is why Allah turned their bodies um, to the right side and to the left side. Okay. Um, وكلبهم باسط ذراعيه بالوسيط. So here, as you know, the dog. And think about this dog. This dog is honored by the company of those people. Um, he's mentioned here. You know, not many dogs mentioned in the Quran. It's mentioned in an example which is not a good example for those people who don't work um, upon the meanings of the Quran. فمثله كمثل الكلب إن تحمل عليه يلهث وإن تتركه يلهث. So it's not a good example for people who don't work on the meanings of the Quran. But here the dog is mentioned in a good context because he just accompany the people, the righteous people. And this is also a lesson for us. If you even don't understand, some people told me we don't understand, we don't have a good English, so we don't understand um, fully the tafsir classes. Just accompany. You don't know the blessings that may shower this class. Okay, just accompany. And Allah will facilitate, inshallah, everything. And I even told you I never mind sending me a screenshot and tell me just to put me this in a simple English. I don't mind doing this. So if you had come across them and seen them, you would turn it away because you will find like away people. So you will turn away, of course, because they are a group of people, not just one. So you will be filled with fear of them. Okay, would you please continue the English text? Mm-hmm. Sister Bilqis.
Just as just as I did to them the wondrous acts that I have mentioned, I awakened them after a long period of time, and they began to ask one another about the period that they had spent asleep. One of them responded, I remained asleep for 1 day or part of a day. One of them, to whom it was not clear how long they had spent asleep, responded, Your Lord knows best about the period you had remained asleep. So entrust the knowledge of that to him and get busy with what concerns you. Send one of you with these silver coins to the city we know, and let him see which of the inhabitants of that city are most pure in their food and earnings. He should proceed with caution when entering and leaving, and when dealing. He must also be actual and not let anyone find out where you are, because that will result in great harm.
Harm. Yeah, excellent, mashallah. So Allah, as we know, made them awake again after a long time, and they started asking one another, how long did we spend sleeping? How long? So one said, I remained asleep for one. قالوا لبثنا يوما أو بعض يوم. One day or part of one day. Okay. One of them, okay, said قالوا, one of them, to whom it was not clear how long they had spent asleep, responded, You Lord knows best. You Lord knows best. And this is also a lesson for us. Don't ask too many questions about things that bring no benefit. Say Allah knows best. Okay. Um, so قالوا ربكم أعلم بكم أعلم بما لبثتم قالوا ربكم أعلم بما لبثتم. So Allah knows how long you spent or remained asleep. So entrust the knowledge of that to Him and get busy with what concerns you. Okay, so this is a lesson for all of us. Get busy with what concerns you. If this knowledge has no benefit, no practical benefit, don't occupy your mind with it. So they asked one of them to have the silver coins and go to the city um, and be cautious of people there, because if they found out their truth, they might deport this to the king, the tyrant king, who might persecute them again. So um, they told him, you must be tactful, you must be alert, don't let people there know where you are, okay? And get pure food, pure food. Think about halal food. You are in the West, and I know you are suffering with finding halal food. So hopefully you are working in this, okay, to have pure food. And those people, by the way, were A class, okay? So they wanted the most pure food, the 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 best food, okay, because they were from wealthy families, as I told you. And no problem with this, by the way. Since you afford it, no problem to have it. What we concern for is to be halal. Okay? Okay. Let's move to the following verse. Sister Bilqis, would you please continue? This is the last verse.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
If your people discover you and find out where you're
We're
whereabouts,
about. Mm-hmm.
no, they will kill you by stoning you, or they will force you to return to their deviated creed that you used to follow before Allah favored you by guiding you to the true religion. If you return to that, you will never succeed, not in this world nor in the hereafter. Instead, you will suffer a great loss in both places on account of your leaving the true religion to which Allah had guided you and your returning to that deviated creed.
Okay. So here he is telling the one who is going to go to the city to have some food. They were telling him, uh, just to be alert. If people discover you and find out where we are, they will kill you. Either by stoning, they will kill you by stoning, or do something else, which is to force you to return. If we are killed by stoning, no problem with this, because we will be shuhada, okay, in martyrs. But if they force us to return to the deviated creed that they used to follow before Allah, this would be the problem. Okay, so Allah favored us by guiding us to this way, and we need to keep steadfast to this. So just to be alert, not to be um uh not to be stoned. Okay, because if they found out our truth, they will stone us or force us or oblige us to return to their deviated creed. Okay, subhanallah, they didn't know that those people, the city, become a good, believers, true believers. They throughout this time, the 309 years they were sleeping, this city become Muslim, okay, but they were having an issue related to resurrection, al-Ba'as. That is why Allah made those people an example for resurrection. Allah resurrected them again. ثم بعثناهم ليعلموا. Okay, so Allah resurrected them again just to let the people of the village know that resurrection is something can be done by Allah. And it happened. Okay, and this is an example before your eyes. Okay, the people of the cave. So Jesus told him, Allah favored us by guiding us to the true religion. So if you return um to them, just to be alert, because otherwise you will not be succeed in this world and in the hereafter, because they will hurt us and will damage us. ولن تفلحوا إذا أبدا. So you will suffer great loss on this life and in the hereafter, especially what they care for on the account of living their true religion. So this is what they concern for, okay? Because Allah had guided them, so they don't want to move backward, okay, and return to the deviated creed of this village or these people. As I told you, they didn't know what happened, but the Quran told us that those people become true believers after that long time. So I just want another sister to read Tafseer Al-Sa'di for those few verses. Sister Amina, would you please start? Okay, if she couldn't, I may move to Sister Mirza again. Mirza, would you please read the Tafsir al-Sa'di?
Sure. Allah protected them from the sun by making available to them a cave where, when the sun rose, it declined to the right away from it, and when it set, it turned away from it to the left, so its heat did not touch them and cause damage to their bodies. While they were in the spacious part of it, that is, of the cave, namely a wide part of it, that was so that fresh air and breezes could reach them, thus taking away any stillness and protecting them from such discomfort as would exist in a narrow space, especially as they stayed there for a long time. This is one of the signs of Allah that point to His power and His mercy towards them, and how He answered their prayers and guided them, even in this situation. Hence He says, he whom Allah guides is rightly guided, that is, there is no way to attain guidance except from Allah, for He guides to all that is best in both realms, this world and the hereafter. But he whom Allah causes to go astray, for him you will find no guardian to guide him. That is, you will not find anyone to care for him or control his affairs in a way that is good for him, or to show him the way to goodness and success. For Allah has decreed misguidance for him, and none can put back His decree.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan, mashallah. Wonderful reading. Allah protected them. As I told you, Allah made many things for them. Protected them from the sun. This is number one. Made the cave a spacious part. I mean, a wide part. Okay. Number three, let the fresh air comes in and breezes. Okay. Could reach them so they can have a fresh air. Also, Allah showered them with mercy, okay, and made them stay for a long time, sleep without being hurt, without uh, without having their bodies harmed or their eyes corrupted. Okay, so He answered their prayers when they said, ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. Allah answered their prayers and guided them in that situation. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Would you please continue?
you would have thought they were awake, although they were sleeping. That is, if you had seen them, you would have thought they were awake, when in fact they were asleep. The commentators said, that is because their eyes were open, so that they would not be damaged, so the one who looked at them would have thought they were awake, although they were asleep. We caused them to turn over onto their right and left sides. This was also to protect their bodies, for the ark naturally consumes bodies that are in direct contact with it. But by the decree of Allah He caused them to turn over onto their right and left sides, as much as as much as was needed to prevent the art causing damage to their bodies. Allah was able to protect them from the art without turning them over, but He is most wise and He wanted His universal laws to be consistent and for causes and effects to remain in place. While their dog lay at the cave's entrance with legs outstretched. That is, the dog that was with the people of the cave experienced the same as they did of sleep, as he was guarding them, lying at the entrance to the cave with his legs outstretched. This has to do with their protection from the art as for their protection from other people. Allah tells us that He protected them by means of fear, as He surrounded them with an atmosphere of fear, so that if anyone had come across them, his heart would have been filled with fear, and he would have turned and fled.
Okay, mashallah, well done. So, as I told you, Allah showered them with mercy, made their eyes open, not to be corrupted, made their bodies turn it to the right and to the left just to protect their bodies from us, not to consume their bodies. Allah also made anyone look at them filled of fear, just to protect them while they are sleeping. Okay, think about Allah Al-Wali, how He took care of those people who uh who give who give them who give Allah their priorities. If you give Allah, make Allah as a priority and leave everything for His sake, Allah will take care of all your affairs, all of them, in this life and in the hereafter. Okay, would you please continue?
This is what helped them to remain there for so long without anyone coming to know of them, even though they were very close to the city. The evidence that they were so close is that when they woke up, they sent one of their number to buy some food for them from the city, whilst they stayed there and waited for him. This indicates that they were very close to the city. Similarly, as we caused them to sleep, we awoke them from their lengthy sleep so that they might question one another, that is, so that they might discuss how long they had actually stayed there. One of them said, "How long have you been here?" They said, "We have been here for a day or a part of a day." This was based on speculation on the speaker's part. It is as if they were confused and uncertain about the length of their stay. Hence, they said, "Your Lord knows best how long you have been here." Thus they referred knowledge of the matter to the One whose knowledge encompasses all things, in general terms and in detail. Perhaps after that Allah informed them of how long they had remained there because He awoke them so that they might question one another, and He tells us that they did question one another and give their answers to the best of their knowledge. But at the end of their discussion they were still uncertain. But Allah must have told them the certain answer, and we know that because of the reason why He awoke them, for He would not have done that with no purpose.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. So, as we said, they were so close to the city they were in. And the evidence that they were so close is that when they woke up, they sent one of them to buy some food. So they were so close. And despite this, Allah protected them from the people of the city who would like to persecute them because they wanted them to follow their um, their incorrect creed. I mean, they were worshipping idols alongside with Allah. So they wanted them to follow them, and they said no and left everything behind and go to the cave. So Allah protected them from the people of the city, protected them from the earth that would consume their bodies, protected them from everything. that might harm them, even when they were asleep. So when they awakened, when they woke up, they discussed how long they had actually stayed there. We see the discussion, and they referred knowledge at the end to the one whose knowledge encompasses all things in general and in detail. So this is a lesson for all of us to reveal knowledge to Allah. Allah knows best. Don't occupy with your mind with things that beyond your scope of knowledge. So would you please continue? Mm-hmm.
By his mercy towards the one who seeks the truth in matters that he should learn about and strive for that purpose as much as he can, Allah will clarify matters for him. Moreover, we know this from a subsequent verse in which Allah says, "Thus we caused them to be discovered, so that the people might know that the promise of Allah is true, and that there can be no doubt about the hour." 18:21. If knowledge concerning the length of their stay was not certain, there would not have been a sign or evidence for what is mentioned in 18:21, namely the hour. Moreover, when they questioned one another, and there happened that of which Allah tells us, they sent one of their number with their silver, that is, the dirhams that they had with them, to buy some food for them to eat from the city that they had left, and they instructed him to choose the best and most delicious food, and to be cautious, and exercise stealth when going there, buying it and coming back, so that no one would be aware of his presence or that of his brothers. They also mentioned what they feared if people were to find out about them, for one of two things would happen to them. Either they would stone them and kill them in the worst manner because of their resentment towards them and their religion, or they would force them to keep up or they would force them to give up their religion and go back to the people's religion, in which case they would never prosper. Rather, they would lose their religion and would lose out in this world and the hereafter.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. So, as we see, by his mercy towards the one who seeks the truth, it matters that he should learn about and strive for the purpose as much as he can. So Allah will clarify matters for him. So the point is that, as we know, they sent one of them to the city just to have some food, and they instructed him to choose the best and most delicious food and to be cautious. You need to be cautious, and this is also a lesson for us. It's not enough to say, "I'm just depending on Allah and I will do what I can do," without taking cautious and put on a plan and so on. Okay, you need to do two things. You need to be cautious, to set a plan, and then depend on Allah, or depend on Allah, and I mean the matter is that you need to do two things, not just depend on Allah alone, not to be cautious alone, because each one alone will not help. Okay, Allah ordered us to be cautious and to depend on Him. So we are supposed to do two things. This is a general rule in our life. So what is the consequence? They also have a rational way of thinking and rational mindset. If they find out our truth, they would stone and kill in the worst matter, okay, or they would force us to give up this religion and go back to their religion. So we will not prosper and will not be successful in both ways. Okay, so we'll lose the religion and we'll lose the hereafter. So we also need to think about the consequences in all our matters. Whenever you pass by a verse from the Quran, ask yourself what Allah asked me to do. What will be the consequences if I didn't do this? What will be the consequences? I need to think about the consequences like the people of the cave who thought about the consequences of their action. Okay, so everything, think about the consequences. If I drop a prayer, okay, what will be the consequences? Will Allah be pleased with me? Of course not. So I shouldn't do this. Sister Mirza, would you please continue?
Yes, sister. From these two verses, we learn a number of things. It is encouraged to seek knowledge and discuss it because Allah awoke them for that purpose. The proper etiquette to follow in the event of being uncertain about an issue of knowledge, it should be referred to someone who knows about it, and we should not go beyond what we know. It is valid to delegate someone to buy and sell on behalf of of another person, and to have partners in doing so. It is permissible to eat good and delicious food, so that as that does not go to the extent of extravagance that is prohibited, because Allah tells us that they said, and find out which is the best food to be had, and bring some to you. 18:19. This applies especially if a person is used to that and nothing else will suit him. Perhaps this is the evidence for many of the commentators who suggested that these people were the sons of kings because they told him to bring the best food that is usually eaten by rich and prominent people.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair. So what should we know from these few verses or two verses? Number one, to seek knowledge and discuss it. Okay, once they woke up, they just wanted to know. So it's okay to seek knowledge and discuss it, but in certain points, you need to leave the things you are not in certain to Allah's knowledge. Okay, so the proper etiquette to follow in the event of being uncertain. Okay, once you are uncertain, refer the knowledge to the one who knows best. Of course, Allah knows best. Okay, it's valid to delegate someone to buy and sell on your behalf. Okay, you are not required to do everything on your own. Um, things related to dunya, of course, not related to the hereafter. I mean, you cannot delegate someone to pray for you. I mean, to perform a salah for you. This is uh not lawful, okay, or not permissible. But you can delegate someone to buy and sell on your behalf. It's also permissible to eat good and delicious food. No problem with this, as long as you don't go to the extravagance, which means the extreme. Okay, you don't buy a lot of food just to show that you are generous or something like this. Okay, so this is prohibited to go to the extravagance. This is prohibited, but it's okay to eat good food and delicious food. And what is more important is to have halal food. Halal food. Okay, because as I told you, there people, I mean, the people of the cave were the son of kings, so they used it to eat this. And think about those people who used it to eat good food and delicious, and they were the sons of kings and left everything behind, left their palaces, left their power, left everything just for the sake of Allah, just to save their deen. Okay, and you are still thinking about leaving your school, who, which is having Christmas and having Halloween and so on, because this is a top-notch school. Leave it for an Islamic school or something like this, as long as you can go there. I mean, it's not so far for you or something like this. Um, if the place you are in, I mean, your work prohibit you from wearing hijab, leave it. Leave it for the sake of Allah and find another job which allows you to do so, to worship Allah without any restrictions, without any limitation. Okay, would you please continue?
It is encouraged to be cautious and keep a low profile, and to keep away from places where one could be persecuted for religious reasons, using discretion and concealing any information about oneself and one's fellow believers. These young men were very devoted to their religion, and they fled from religious persecution, leaving their homeland for the sake of Allah. Allah tells us how evil could lead to harm and corruption. That should make one hate it and keep away from it. This is the way of the believers of earlier and later generations, because they said if the disbelievers forced them to recant their faith, and in that case it will never prosper. 1820.
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan. So, as I told you, we are encouraged to be cautious, to be alert, and not to encounter trails and problems. Okay, we need to just avoid it. Keep away from places where one could be persecuted for religious reasons. Keep away. Okay, isolate yourself if needed. Using discretion and concealing any information, because as I told you, they might be hurted uh, by their city or the people of the city because they left their homeland for the sake of Allah. So Allah also told us how evil could lead to harm and corruption and should make one hate it and keep away from it. So this is the way of the believers of earlier and the later generations. We will suffer, we will be tested. We will be tested in our religion day and night. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ encouraged us to read Surat Al-Kahf every Friday because you will be tested on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Every day you will be tested in your deen, your faith. Okay. Um, so you will be tested every day and night whether you will obey Allah or disobey Allah or even doing what is not the best. Okay, you may be tested from doing something good or something best. So we need to be cautious and alert to these tests and try to do our best to pass it, inshallah. So after understanding the meaning of these ayat, we need to learn about Allah. Okay, so what have we known about Allah after understanding the meaning of this verse? And we need to ask this after understanding each part of the Quran. So from the people of the cave, or the story of the people of the cave, we learn about Allah Al-Hafiz, who preserved their bodies, their eyes, and themselves from the people of the city. Okay, because if you look at them, you will be filled with fear. Okay. Also, we learned about Allah Al-Wasi', who made the cave, which is supposed to be a scary and small place. Think about the cave. Can you imagine it? It's a tight and small place that you need to bend your head just to enter it. Allah made it spacious. Okay, means it has a lot of or wide space. So think about Allah Al-Wasi', who made this um cave a place of comfort. Think about Allah Al-Qadir, who um, who is able to resurrect them again, who is able to protect them from all the threats around them. Think about Allah Al-Latif, who how Allah was gentle and gracious to those people and took care of them. Think about Allah Al-Ba'i, who resurrected them again. Okay, so think about Allah Al-Wali, the supporter who protected them and loves his servants. Okay, they were two servants, and Allah supported them and protected them from every evil. And this is the way of Allah, by the way, to his close friend and ally. Okay, so if you do righteous acts, the obligatory and recommended acts, if you not just perform the obligatory salah, but you do extra, the sunnah, you do ad-duha, okay, you do night prayer, you will be among awliya illah means Allah's allies and close friends. Once you got this uh, this rank, Allah will take care of every single matter. Okay, you will have a special treatment. Okay, So we'll learn about this right now. I just need the sister to read about the names of Allah, starting with Al-Hafiz. So, Sister Arun, could you please start? I don't have the list of names, a full list of names, so if you'd like to read, would you please hands up? Okay, Safiya, yeah, would you please? Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sister. Allah is Al-Hafiz, the preserver, in the sense of being a protector. He protects His creation from all harm and disharmony. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has perfected the balance of the elements and instilled self preservation within all creation. The human body is a powerful self regulating system. Therefore, we must also try to preserve our deen and our character from being corrupted by sin. Allah is Al-Wasi', the all encompassing, the one whose knowledge, mercy, power, and provision are vast. He is of limitless capacity and abundance and gives without expecting anything in return. His vastness encompasses the entirety of the universe. He is not limited or bounded to one geographic location. This should bring great relief to the one who turns to him, often asking for his forgiveness. Allah is Al Qadir, the most powerful, with the ability to measure out everything. And whenever He decrees a thing, it is it is. Nothing can interrupt or disturb the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the most capable without any limitations. He is the all powerful, the all able, the one who can assist you no matter the circumstance.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
I I just want to, before explaining each meaning, the meaning of each name of Allah, I just want you to know what is our duty towards the names of Allah. Just to memorize it? No. To understand its meaning? Yes. To act upon the meanings. How can I act upon the meanings? If I know that Allah Al-Hafiz, the preserver, so I need to take care and preserve those people I have, I mean, around, I mean, to preserve my family from the fire, the hellfire, to give them advice, just to protect them from fire, which is more important. I mean, it's they may have mistakes in this life and they will learn from it, but if they have mistakes that threaten their hereafter, this is a problem. So I may act upon, as Allah preserve my deen and preserve my body, I may took care of people around me in taking good health, I mean, giving them care to their bodies by serving them if they are ill, by preparing food for them, by serving their deen, which is more important, preserving their deen by giving them advice and so on. So this is how can I give the duty of learning the meaning of Allah's names. I also need to use these names in my dua. Once I know that Allah is Al-Hafil, what should I do? I'm worrying about my children. I'm worrying about my husband. I'm worrying about my mother. So I ask Allah Al-Hafiz, and they are, maybe your mother is far away from you and you are worrying about her. Ask Allah Al-Hafiz to take care of her, to take care of her. Okay, so you need to use Allah's names in in your dua. Okay, so so let's discuss the names of Allah. We have Allah Al-Hafiz, as we say. He, in the sense of protector, he is protector. So this is one meaning. Also, he protects what? He protects them from the harm and perfected the balance of the elements and installed self-preservation within the creation. You know, your body need, it works in in a very um, uh, accurate way. You know, the body systems works in a very accurate way. So Allah made this balance, okay, and preserved it. This is out of His preservation, okay. When He preserved your body, uh, this is out of His powerful regulating system, okay. So Allah preserved your deen, preserve your body, preserve your character from being corrupted by sin. Okay. So if you need Allah to preserve your deen, to preserve your character, to preserve your body, invoke upon His name Al-Hafiz. Oh Allah, Al-Hafiz, preserve my deen, preserve my body, and so on. Okay. As for Allah's wasi', al-wasi' it means in all encompassing everything. Allah's knowledge is so wide, so vast. Allah's mercy is so vast. Allah's power is so vast. Allah's provision is so vast. So if you need more provision, need more power, need more mercy, need Allah to increase you in knowledge, invoke upon Allah al-wasi'. Allah's name al-wasi', because his capacity is limitless. Okay, he can give you without expecting something in return. He encompasses everything in this universe. Okay, so he can bring you great relief once you turn to him and ask for his forgiveness, because his mercy is vast, is wide. So don't say I have a lot of sins, Allah would not forgive me. No, Allah is wasi'. His mercy is so wide. He can uh, forgive you and shower you with mercy since you turn to him. Okay, he's al-Qadir. He is al-Qadir means he has um a lot of power, okay, that could cover everything. He decrees a thing. Whenever he decrees a thing, it happens because he is al-Qadir. He can do everything for you. He can change the laws of this universe if you turn to him. Just trust Allah's plan, and he will do the best for you. Not necessarily to answer you at the moment. He may delay the answer because he knows best what is the best for you. Okay, just trust Allah's plan, make dua, and leave for Him everything, because nothing can happen in this world without His decree. He can do everything. Nothing can interrupt or disturb the will of Allah. If He wills something, it happens. He is the most capable without any limitations. So don't say I just want Allah to just increase my salary with just $100. No, Allah can do the best for you. Allah is al-wasi'. Allah's mercy and provision so wide. Just expect from Allah more, and Allah will give you. If he knows this is the best for you. This is so important, because some people say Allah didn't answer my dua. I made so many dua and he didn't answer me. The point is that Allah knows what is the best for you. Trust Allah's plan. Okay, just do your job and make dua and trust Allah's ability. This is also so important. Don't think that I will depend on this person because he is so powerful. Allah will let you down. Make this person let you down. You know why? Because you depend on a person like you and leave Allah al-Qadir, the most powerful. Okay? So He is all powerful, He is the all able, the one who can assist you no matter the circumstances. Okay? Whatever the situation, whatever hard the situation you are in, Allah can assist you if you return to Him, showing your humility and servitude. Okay? Okay, would you please continue? Who was reading? Mm. Sister Shakila, would you please continue?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi
Wa
wabarakatuh.
alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mhm.
What have I known about Allah Almighty? Allah is Al-Latif, the most gentle and gracious to people and cares for them, although they may be oblivious to His acts. His nature is kind, affectionate, and understanding of the subtle details of individual circumstances. His actions are so subtle that they cannot be observable or understood. He does things for you that you will never know. This is the name of Allah, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, to call when asking for help through hardship. Al Latif, as being the only one deserving of this name, is one knows the subtleties of those things which are beneficial, as well as their hidden aspects, along with what is subtle about them and what is benevolent. Allah is Al Bayt, the resurrector.
Al-Ba'is. Al-Ba'is.
Al Ba'is. Okay. Allah is Al Ba'is, the resurrector, the one who chooses who will be awakened and be sent forth. He is the giver of life and who sends light into the world, the one who resurrects his servants after death for reward and or punishment.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. So, we learn here Allah is al-Latif, and we knows or we have just seen the manifestations of Allah al-Latif in two things. Mainly Allah al-Latif is about two things. The most gentle and gracious to people and cares of them. This is number one. So al-Latif means to be gentle and gracious, okay, and take cares of people. Okay, this is number one, and this we already the this manifestation when Allah took care of those people, of the people of the cave, was so gentle to them, turning their body right and left to to let their eyes open just to not to be corrupted and so on. This is number one. The number two of the meaning of Allah Al-Latif is He knows the minutest details, the subtles. Subtles, B is silent by the way. Subtles, sorry. Subtles means subtles. Subtles means the minutest details of things, okay, which are beneficial. So Allah knows everything and the minutest details that you may not pay attention to. Allah knows them. So His knowledge is vast. He knows everything and what is the best for you. That is why I asked you to trust Allah's plan. Just to make dua and trust Allah's plan because His knowledge is so vast. He knows the subtles of those things which are beneficial as well as their hidden aspects. Not everything is clear in this world. There are many hidden aspects you may not be aware of, but Allah knows these hidden aspects. So He is a Latif. He just does what is the best for you because you may not find that this is what you expect, but this is the best for you. Allah knows because there are many hidden aspects you are not aware of. Okay, but Allah knows. Allah knows these hidden aspects and know what is beneficial for you. So trust Allah Al-Latif and call upon Allah Al-Latif to be gentle to you and gracious to you and your family. So Allah is Al-Ba'is, as we know, the resurrector, who resurrected the people of the cave, is able to resurrect people on the day of judgment. As I told you, the people of the city, after they were worshiping Allah alone. After that long time, they were worshiping Allah alone, but they have a problem with the idea of resurrection. They didn't believe in resurrection. That is why Allah made the people of the cave an example for his ability to resurrect people after that long time. So this is something within his abilities because Allah is Al-Ba'is, the one who resurrects his servants, and all of us is his servants after his death. After we die, Allah resurrect us again for the word or punishment. So hopefully, inshallah, Allah resurrect us for the word, not punishment. So also Allah um, resurrect you every day after sleep. So some people sleep or go to sleep and they didn't. Allah decreed that they didn't resurrect again. Okay, so I just want you to feel the blessing of being resurrected after the short death, which is sleeping. Okay, because he's give you life again. So this is a blessing, an opportunity to you to do good deeds and to thank Allah for resurrecting you again. That is why we have a dua once you um awaken up. What should you say? Anyone knows? Anyone knows the dua? Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana. Mm-hmm.
بعدما أماتنا
بعدما
وإليه النشور.
أماتنا وإليه النشور.
Yeah, excellent, mashallah. Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhi nushur. So we need to thank Allah, Alhamdulillah, to say Alhamdulillah for resurrecting us again, for giving us an opportunity to worship Him better. Okay? Take this opportunity seriously. Don't waste the time. Because He is the giver of the life, and He sends light into the world. He give you another opportunity to live. So seize the opportunity and take it seriously. Okay, the last name of Allah we have today is Al-Wali, and this is so important, and we feel it in every aspect of this story, the story of the people of the cave. So would you please continue, Sister Shakila? Sister Shakila, would you please continue? Okay, if you are not ready, I may move again to Sister Safiya to continue. Hurry up, please.
Assalamu
Yes,
alaikum.
Ustad.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi
Shall
wa
I read?
barakatuh. Yeah, go ahead,
Ustad,
please.
I joined late. I can also read, but
Yeah, sure,
now
sure.
that other sister wanted to, so it's fine.
Okay,
Go
shall I
ahead.
start, Ustad?
Yeah, go ahead.
Allah is Al-Wali, the supporter, the true protector. He is supportive and loves his servants, protecting them from evil. Allah wants victory for us and will guide mankind towards the path of righteousness. Al-Wali refers to the attribute of Allah being a close friend or ally. He wants you to know you are protected, supported, and looked after. He provides them with peace, guidance, and success in this life and the hereafter. The question then is, how can one become foremost elect of Allah? The answer is simple, but the practice is hard. It's to be dutiful and fulfill your obligations, to do good and obey His commands. Once these are established, go the extra mile and taste the sweetness in involuntary acts, which are encouraged but not mandatory. If you turn to Him in pleasing ways, He will grant you care and protection. It may not be as you may want it to be, but trust Allah knows best.
Yeah, Jazakillahu khairan. So
وإياك.
Allah al-Wali is so important because all of us needs the wilaya of Allah. We need the support of Allah in every aspect of our life. We need the true protector, right? To protect us from the evils of jinn and ins, of mankind and of jinn. We need protector for our bodies. We need protector for our religion, for our character, not to be corrupted by the sins and the surrounding environment. So we need true protector. So all of us need Allah al-Wali. He is a supportive and loves his servants, so he will give you support once you will be among his close friends and allies. He will give you support, protect you from evil. Allah wants victory for us. Allah wants us to be successful in this world and in the hereafter, and will guide you to the path of righteousness. If you just come closer to Allah, Allah will guide you and will be by your side. Whatever you need, something He will help you with. So Allah al-wilaya, what is al-wilaya means? We all of us needs al-wilaya. Refers to the attribute of Allah of being a close friend or ally. We need to work hard to reach this rank, because if you obtain this rank, you will need nothing from this world. So He wants you to know you are protected, supported, you looked after. Okay, He will take care of you. He will provide you with peace, guidance, success in this life and the hereafter. So, what do you need afterwards? Nothing. Okay, you will have peace, guidance, and success in this life and in the hereafter. So, the question is that how to be among Allah's awliya. ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. No worries about them. Don't worry about awliya Allah. Okay? No, don't worry about them. And you will never be sad. Okay? Because Allah will give them peace, guidance, and success in this life and in the hereafter. So the point is that how to be among those people, the answer is simple, but practice is hard. Not that hard, it's feasible, of course, but we need to strive against our souls day and night. Okay, so we need to do obligations first. You need to fulfill your obligations, to perform your obligatory salah, to do what you are obliged to do, to fast Ramadan, to pay zakah, okay, to enjoying good deed. I mean, to instruct people to do good deed and abstain them from doing evil deed. Do your obligation. If you are a mother, your obligation is to take care of your children. If you are a student, your obligation is to pay special attention to your study. So just to do your obligation. And what else? Obey His commands. Obligation means to do good and obey His commands. This is obligations. After that, you need, once you establish this, go to extra mile. Okay, go beyond this and start doing involuntary acts like helping the poor people with their stuffs. I mean, if you can pay sadaqah, this is a voluntary involuntary acts. What else? So things that is encouraged but not mandatory. If you, as I told you, perform a sunan al-rawatib, which is how many rak'ah, do you know? A sunan, after obligatory prayers, how many rak'ah throughout the day? 12. 12. Two before Fajr, this is the Sunnah of Fajr, two before Fajr, four rak'ah before Dhuhr, and two after Dhuhr, and two after Maghrib, and two after Isha. If you calculate them, you will find them equals 12. Okay? Throughout the day. So start doing extra, doing extra. So these are acts. You can also search about the al-mustahabbat. Search about al-mustahabbat. You are doing, think about al-furud, al-fara'id, what you should do. You need to do them first. And I also, this is your homework, by the way. I just want you to write down a list of al-fara'id, the obligatory acts, and the recommended acts, al-mustahabbat. Okay? So this is your homework. Please write it down. Because we need to be among Allah's awliya, and we will not reach this rank unless we do the obligations and go the extra mile and taste the sweetness in involuntary acts. Okay, which is voluntary acts that means encouraged but not mandatory. They are recommended but not mandatory. Okay, so if you turn to Him in pleasing ways, like doing the recommended acts of worship and so on, He will grant you care and protection. Okay, so it may not be as you want it to be, as I told you, but trust Allah knows best. Trust Allah's plans. Allah may find it's better to delay the answer of your dua. It's better to give you the reward in the hereafter and not answer it at all. And show you and bring about you some acts of worship like sabr, like patience, as someone by um, uh, strikes you with calamities and so on. So just to trust Allah's plan, make dua, and be among Allah's al-wilaya and don't fear about anything else. Sister Zubaydah, would you please continue? Allah is al-hadi.
Yes, Ustada, but before I have a question regarding your sunnah prayers and involuntary, right? You said 12. I thought there is a 4 rakah we usually pray before Asr. We don't count that?
This is no, I didn't count it because this is sunnah غير مؤكدة. I mean, the
Oh,
Prophet ﷺ didn't used to do it every day. He
oh,
sometimes do it and sometimes not.
no.
Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
yeah, I just calculate the sunnah مؤكدة, the assured or confirmed.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Jazakallah khair, Ustada.
آمين وإياكم. Let me just move to al-hadi because I go backward. Mhm. Start, please.
Have I
Al-hadi.
know? Yes. What have I known about Allah Almighty? Allah is Al-Hadi, the guide, the one who gives guidance to his believers. His guidance is beneficial and protects them from whatever may be harmful. He's the one who sent prophets, may peace be upon them, as the disbelievers, right? Delivers.
Yeah,
What is it? As the
disbelievers.
disbelievers of his message to ensure mankind is guided on
Sorry,
the
deliverers. I'm not. I'm sorry. Deliverers means the plural of deliverer,
whoever. Okay,
the
then
one who deliver something.
yes, yes, as the deliverers of his message to ensure mankind is guided on the right path. The primary source for guidance is the Quran. The second from the guidance was given through his prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To characterize oneself by the name Al-Hadi, we ask whatever we are good representatives or guides to encourage people to do what's better. The key is to facilitate, which means to make something easier. It does not mean demanding, scolding, judging, being negative, or making others feel miserable.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan. So Allah is Al-Hadi. Al-Hadi. So what does Al-Hadi means? Means who guides mankind to the straight path, to the right path. Okay. So Allah gave us two sources for guidance. What they are? The first source is the Quran. The primary source of guidance is the Quran. Allah gave us the Quran as a source of guidance. So we need to make use of this source. Allah told you this is an important message for you. You just recite it and you don't care for understanding it or knows what Allah wants from you. So does this work? Of course not. You need to take this Quran as a source of guidance because Allah sent it for you as a source of guidance. So you need to work upon the commands there to understand the message well and to start purify yourself with this source of guidance. Okay, so we need to pay special attention to this matter. The second source is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, what should we pay attention to the prophet? The prophet is not with us right now, but he left for us a heritage of his sunnah of the hadith and so on. So we need to learn these hadiths because this is the second source of guidance. So we have two main sources of guidance. We cannot take one and leave the rest. Okay, we cannot take the Quran and leave the hadith, and we cannot also take the hadith and leave the Quran. And hopefully you appreciate what um and thank Allah actually for having courses, alhamdulillah, in Tibyan that learn or teach us the sunnah of the Prophet and the hadith and so on, and the classes that also teach us the Quran in terms of recitation, correction, and in terms of meaning. Okay, so we need to be thankful for Allah for giving us this opportunity to take from these two sources of guidance because we cannot live without them both. Okay, so how can I characterize the name of Allah Al-Hadi? As I told you, we have two duties towards Allah's names: to characterize the names, I mean to work upon the names of Allah. If Allah is Al-Hadi, so what should I do? I should guide people, encourage them to attend the Quran classes, encourage them to do something good. Okay, so I need to be a good representative. Okay, and you are in the West, so you have a good opportunity to guide people and tell them what is haram, what is halal. You need to wear hijab, you are a Muslim, this doesn't work, and so on. Okay, so we need to um, work upon Allah's name Al-Hadi by being a good representative for it. And the more you do so, the more Allah will guide you and will increase your guidance. Okay, so and also I need to invoke upon Allah's name Al-Hadi and ask Allah Al-Hadi to guide me in every aspect of my life because I will be lost. I will go astray if Allah didn't guide me. Okay, so um, the key is to facilitate, which means to make something easier. Okay, when I guide someone, to make something easier for him, because but we have nothing for them. I mean, I can give you an advice and I can explain a verse for you, make it easier for you to understand, but I cannot guide you to act upon this verse, right? Because Allah is the Al-Hadi, the only one who can give guidance to people. Okay, it it doesn't mean demanding or scolding or judging, being negative or making others feel miserable. I mean, I'm not supposed to judge people and say, you should do this, you should need to do this, and make fun of them. No, this is not the what we are supposed to do. Okay? I'm not supposed to make them feel miserable or feel they are negative people or something like this or have a negative feeling about themselves. No, I just wanted to guide them in a beautiful way, just to encourage them to take an action. Okay, so I'm supposed to encourage them, not to let them go away. Okay, so after knowing that Allah is Al-Hadi, we I bring for you a dua from the Sunnah, which is ended with وَجْعَلْنَا هُدَاةً مُهْتَدِينَ, which means make us among those who guide and are rightly guided. Okay, so we need to learn the dua from time to time, just to use the dua from Sunnah, of course, just to use this dua because the Prophet ﷺ words are the most comprehensive words. We cannot, if we wanted to put a dua, we cannot put it in this beautiful and comprehensive way like the Prophet, of course. So we need to learn um, the dua from Sunnah from time to time. So I brought for you two dua. So who would like to read the Arabic texts? Okay, I might read the Arabic text and leave for you the English text, no worries. So the first dua is Allahumma bi'ilmika al-ghayb وقدرتك على الخلق أحيني ما علمت الحياة خيرا لي وتوفني إذا علمت الوفاة خيرا لي اللهم وأسألك خشيتك في الغيب والشهادة وأسألك كلمة الحق في الرضا والغضب وأسألك القصد في الفقر والغنى وأسألك نعيما لا ينفد وأسألك قرة عين لا تنقطع وأسألك الرضا بعد القضاء وأسألك برد العيش بعد الموت وأسألك لذة النظر إلى وجهك والشوق إلى لقائك في غير ضراء مضرة ولا فتنة مضلة اللهم زينا بزينة الإيمان واجعلنا هداة مهتدين. Hopefully you can use this dua every day and night. I just need someone to read the English text, the translation of this dua, so that you can understand what you are reading. Okay,
Shall I, ma'am? Shall I?
yeah, go ahead, please.
O Allah, by your knowledge of the unseen and your power over creation, keep me alive so long as you know that living is good for me, and cause me to die when you know that death is better for me. O Allah, cause me to fear you in secret and in public. I ask you to make me true in in speech in times of pleasure and of anger. I ask you to make me moderate in times of wealth and poverty. And I ask you for everlasting delight and joy that will never cease. I ask you to make me pleased with that which you have decreed and for an easy life after death. I ask you for the sweetness of looking upon your face and a longing to meet you in a manner that does not entail a calamity that will bring about harm or a trial that will cause deviation. O Allah, beautify us with the adornment of faith and make us among those who guide and are rightly guided.
Great, mashallah. Jazakallah khairan. So, if you look to this dua and the next dua, you will see the Prophet is caring about to be guided because no one can guide you unless Allah wills, unless Allah guide you. Okay? So, وَجْعَلْنَا هُدَاةً مُهْتَدِينَ. So, we need to ask Allah day and night to make us among those who guide and who are rightly guided. Okay? The next dua is a hadith as well وعن عبد الله بن مسعود, he is a صحابي, عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه كان يقول اللهم إني أسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. So Abdullah ibn Mas'ud told on the authority of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he used it to say, "O God, I ask thee," means I ask you, "for guidance, pity, self-control, and competence." A competence, okay? الغنى means it to suffice you from everything, give you everything you need, okay? العفاف, عفاف to self-control and don't beg people and something like this. التقى to have pity. What is التقوى? التقوى is to um, put a bridge between or a shield, actually a shield, to put a shield between you and what Allah um, displeases. Okay, what displeases Allah, to put a shield between you and what displeases Allah. So don't even approach the haram things. Okay, put a shield between you and all that displeases Allah, and al-huda is guidance. We need guidance. Okay, so this is a two dua related to what the verses we have today. Allah showered the people of the cave with mercy, with guidance, so we need to be among His awliya, like the people of the cave who were His true servants, and uh, Allah give them wilaya and give them everything they need and protect their bodies and their deen and so on. So this is a to-do list. What should we do after understanding the meaning of Allah and after understanding the what Allah is telling us in those verses, we need to take an action. So, what actions should we take? I need another sister to read this list.
Assalamu
So,
alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, Sister Munaza. Would you please read?
What should I do to fulfill Allah's command as the son fulfills Allah's command? To ask Allah only to grant me guidance and protect me from going astray. To depend on Allah alone in controlling my affairs in a way that is good for me. Not to brag about my guidance, as Allah is the one who guided me. To entrust the knowledge about the unseen matters to Allah. To take caution, consider the worldly means. To seek halal food and earnings. To be grateful to Allah's care for my body. Not to face the sources of fitna, but rather to stay away and be cautious. To leave a bad habit or a sin for the sake of Allah.
Yeah, Jazakallahu khairan.
وإياك سلام.
So, number one, to fulfill Allah's commands. You know, the son is commanded, has been commanded by Allah to do this, not to strike to them directly, not to not to burn their bodies, but just to move from the right side and move like this from the left side. So everything in this world is fulfilling Allah's commands, except the human beings are the only disobedient in this universe. Everything, think about the wind, think about the rain, think about everything in this world is fulfilling Allah's commands. The moon, okay, it has the time to show up and time to disappear. The sun, the same thing. So everything in this world, in this universe, is fulfilling Allah's commands, and you, the human being, are disobeying Allah. So you need to reconsider this matter and fulfill Allah's commands as the sun fulfills Allah's commands, and everything is in this universe fulfills Allah's commands. You also need to ask Allah only to grant me. I need to ask Allah to grant me guidance. No one can grant me guidance except Allah. So I need directly to move to Allah and ask Him for guidance and to take action, to seek beneficial knowledge. We have paths for knowledge. I need to seek it and ask Allah to grant me guidance and to protect me from going astray. I also need to depend on Allah alone in controlling my affairs. Don't depend on your father nor your husband. They will let you down, believe me. Just depend on Allah alone in controlling all your affairs. Say, oh Allah, I can do nothing without your help. Please help me in doing this and so. Don't underestimate the things you are asking for. You know, the people, the righteous people usually to ask Allah for the the um the strap of their shoes. You know, the shoes has a strap. Uh, so they ask Allah for this trivial things. Okay, so don't say I will not ask Allah just to for this trivial thing. No, ask Allah for everything. Don't worry about this. We need to depend on Allah alone in controlling all our affairs, all things we are worry about. Okay, and just to believe that Allah will do what is good for you. Okay, I also need to not brag about. Okay, not to be proud about my guidance and what I'm in and say, oh, you know you're will be away or you will go astray because you didn't do like me. I attend the Quran classes, so that's why I'm in guidance. Never brag about your guidance. Allah can deprive you from it in minutes. Okay, Allah is the one who guided you and He can deprive you from this the guidance. So just ask for steadfastness. The Prophet ﷺ used to say, Allahumma ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Oh Allah who turns the hearts, make my heart steadfast on your deen, on your religion. because this is in Allah's hands. No one can guarantee what happened next day. Okay? So don't brag about your guidance. Trust the knowledge about the unseen matters to entrust them, I mean to refer the knowledge about the unseen matters to Allah. When will be the hour? متى الساعة? The Prophet, when someone asked the Prophet, a companion, of course, asked the Prophet, when will be the hour, the day of judgment? He didn't respond to him. He didn't give him the answer because no one knows. This is unseen matter. What did the Prophet ﷺ told him? What have you prepared for it? ماذا أعددت لها? What have you prepared for it? Think about the action. Think about your job. You are not supposed to have a knowledge about everything that is related to the unseen. Okay, but you need to care for actions. What you are supposed to do at the moment. Just occupy your mind with this. Also, you need to take caution, as I told you. Consider the worldly means. You are not supposed to just go in this world and go to the exam without having prepared for it and say, "Oh, I'm just depending on Allah. Allah will help me in this exam," and you haven't studied at all. This doesn't work. You need to consider the worldly means. You have an exam, so you need to study first. Okay? Depend on Allah, of course, but you need to take or consider the worldly means. You also need to seek halal food and earnings. Okay? Seek a job that give you halal earnings. Because those people who have not halal food or halal earning, their dua will not be accepted. أطلب مطعمك تكن مستجاب الدعوة. If your food is halal, this means that you got it from good earnings, from halal earnings, your dua will be accepted. So this is one reason for not accepting your dua if your food is not halal and your earning is not halal. You also need to be grateful for Allah's care for my body while sleeping. Who takes care of your body? You need to think about this. Your heartbeat, if it goes faster, a problem will happen. If it goes slower, a problem will happen. Who make this balance in your digestive system? Who makes this balance in your respiratory system? Okay, we have many systems in our body. Who takes care of this? Okay, so you need to be grateful for Allah's care for your body and not to face the sources of fitna. Think about the people of the cave. They leave the place where they were persecuted and where they couldn't worship Allah alone. Leave. You are not supposed to stay there or have a middle ground. We will be with them in their festivals, but we will leave them once we want to worship. No compromises in matters related to deen, to your religion. You need to have a firm decision. I will leave everything that um, will distract me from worshiping Allah alone, that will um, go as a border between me and Allah. Okay? So leave everything for the sake of Allah. Stay away from the sources of the fitna and be cautious. You also need to leave a bad habit or sin for the sake of Allah. Those people left everything for the sake of Allah, left their families, their wills, everything. So just to leave something for the sake of Allah. Something bad, like having spending so much time on social media. Leave this. Even you can reduce the time as a beginning. And instead of spending 2 hours, just spend 10 minutes is more than enough. Okay? So leave something, a bad habit or a sin, because for the sake of Allah. Okay, so now we will go to the stage. We need to give thought to the current stance we are in. We need to ask ourselves, when I say اهدنا الصراط المستقيم in every salah, do I really feel the importance of this dua? Do I really uh, mean that I need Allah to guide me to the straight path? Like those people who asked Allah once they entered the cave, ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. They just seek Allah's guidance and Allah's mercy. Okay, so do I really feel the importance of this dua? I may go astray if Allah didn't grant me guidance because He is the guide. He is Al-Hadi. Okay, I will lose the this life and the hereafter if Allah didn't guide me. So I need to think about what will I gain and what will I lose. So اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, those people who um who said اهدنا الصراط المستقيم الذين أنعمت عليهم. Okay, so the result will be I will be with those people who Allah favored them with blessing. الذين أنعمت عليهم. Okay, غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, not to be like those people who have knowledge and don't act upon it, nor those people who act in ignorance, like the Christian people. So, what will I gain? I will be with those Allah favored them with blessing, including prophets, martyrs, and righteous people. Okay, so this is the what will I gain? Of course, if Allah didn't guide me straight, I will lose this life and the hereafter. Do I appreciate Allah's care for my body while sleeping? I need to ask myself, do I say Alhamdulillah الذي أحيانا because Allah took care like 8 hours while you are sleeping and even while you are awake, took care of you. So Allah, if I show appreciation to Allah, Allah will increase me in protection. Allah will protect me more. Okay, but if I didn't do this, I lose a sense of being protected by Allah. Okay, you will be in danger because if you are not appreciating Allah's blessings upon you, Allah might deprive you of it. Okay, because you didn't give thanks for it. So I also need to ask myself, do I leave knowledge about the unseen matters for Allah? I mean, if someone asking me about what will happen in the hereafter and minutest details, okay, so I need to know, I need to say just Allah knows best, okay? Don't indulge in discussion that will bring no practical benefit, okay? If this knowledge will not help me practically, I will gain no benefit from it practically, don't ask about it. Take it as a rule, okay? So I will stop about um worrying and give space to my mind to what will happen if I just focus about the matters that really matters to me, not the unseen matters that I have no knowledge about. If I do this, I will stop worrying about so many things and give space to my mind to get busy with what is important. Okay, so I need to focus on what is important for me. So what if I come back to my previous creed partially? You see, some people left Christianity and they are revert, but they cannot left everything. Okay, they left partially. Okay, so they stand in the middle. They have a middle ground. This doesn't work. You need to have a decisive decision, like the people of the cave who said what? هؤلاء قوم اتخذوا من دونه آلهة لولا يأتون عليهم بسلطان بين فمن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا. Okay, they said that those people, our nation, they took um they took idols beside Allah. They worship idols beside Allah and they have no proof, no evidence. Okay, um, they stand up and say no for the king. Okay, so they have decisive um determination and have the firm decision. They will not go back again, nor partially, nor totally. So if you do this, you I mean, if you have a middle ground and to stand in the middle, you will not succeed, neither in this life nor in the hereafter. You need to leave everything behind. I mean, and opt for what is required of you, from you in this religion. Okay. Um. So we need also to make dua to say يهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Okay, from the bottom of your heart, because we really appreciate the guidance Allah give to the people of the cave, and we need Allah to guide us like them. Um. Also, we need to say the dua of the Prophet ﷺ who said, اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان. O Allah, make us love belief and adorn our hearts with it, and make us hate disbelief, deviance, and rebellions. Okay, so we need to learn some du'as here. We need to start reading Surah Al-Fatiha, especially اهدنا الصراط المستقيم from the bottom of our heart, because we really need guidance. Now let's move to the last part we have today, which is Tazkiyah plan. As we said before, Tazkiyah plan is about two parts, التطهير and تطوير. التطهير is about what shortcomings do I need to purify myself from, and التطوير means what qualities do I need to cultivate or adopt. Okay, so I need another sister to read. Hands up, please, to read this Tazkiyah plan. What I need to purify myself from, what I need to adopt. Hands up, please. Sister Rufadia, would you please start? Sister Munaza? Okay.
Yes, sir. Tazkiyah purification plan. Number one, cleanliness, to leave gossips, backbiting, or for the sake of Allah, to unfollow on social media those who are against my beliefs, to stop giving opinion on things I don't know and say Allah knows best, to leave not halal food. Number two, development, to attach tafsir hadith class in my pursuit to seek guidance, to use my health in a voluntary work as a thank you for Allah who preserved my body.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan. So here is التطوير. What? Sorry. First, التطهير. What I need to purify myself from, to leave gossip, backbiting, for the sake of Allah. Leave something for the sake of Allah. Whatever you will leave, just leave it for the sake of Allah. Say, oh Allah, I will leave this sin for the sake of you, nothing else. Okay. Uh, just to have the mercy and protection and al-wilaya, like the people of the cave. They leave everything for the sake of Allah. Just to leave something or two things for the sake of Allah. Um, to unfollow people on social media. You know, think about the concept of the cave. The concept of the cave is to isolate yourself. Isolate yourself from distractions and from people who are not support you, who don't support you in worshiping Allah, who don't remind you of Allah. So think about those you follow on social media. Will they encourage you for something that uh increase you in deen or not? If they just remind you of the outfits they have and the food they are, the extravagance of food they are eating and so on, don't occupy your mind with many things, because this will distract you from what you are supposed to do. Okay, just to focus. You are in a test, and you need to focus on what you are reading, what you are following, okay? Because these are sources, these are like inputs. So you need to take care of what is entering your mind because everything affects you and your behavior and your thoughts, okay? So you need to purify yourself from those who don't remind you of Allah. You need also to stop giving opinion on things you don't know. Everyone in this world become a judging people, saying their opinion on the politics, on the medicine, on everything. No, no matter to, I mean, no problem to say, I don't know. I don't know. Allah knows best. Okay. So if you have no idea, say, I don't know. Allah knows best. You also need to leave not halal food. I know this is could be a challenge for you because you are in the West, but just strive to do this. Ask before you buy something, is this halal food? Okay. Uh, you also need to adopt good qualities and good habits to your routine. You need to attend tafsir classes and hadith classes because in pursuit to seek guidance, we have just said we have two sources of guidance: the Quran and the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ. So we need to seek guidance from those two sources. You need also to use your health in voluntary work as a thank you for Allah who preserved my body. The more you give, the more Allah will grant you and increase you in health and protect you from illness, inshallah. So, this is the end of our class. Hopefully, you find it beneficial. As I told you, your homework is to do a list of the obligatory and um, obligatory and recommended actions so that we can um, have the wilaya of Allah al-Wali. Yeah, here, dutiful obligations and uh, involuntary acts means are encouraged actions, means recommended actions. We have levels, in actions. We have al-fara'id, okay, أو الفروض means obligatory actions, and we have المستحبات, recommended actions. So in order to have Allah's al-wilaya, you need to do both, not just al-furud. Al-furud, this is obligatory for all Muslims. But if you need to have a special rank, you need to do something special, which is al-mustahabbat, what Allah recommends. As we give an example, the as-sunan al-rawatib, which is 12 rakat throughout the day, what also could be al-mustahabbat. You need to search for it. Okay, so you need to search for both al-fara'id or al-furud wal-mustahabbat. Do you have any questions? Mm-hmm. Do you have any question?
Ustada, so tahajjud and qiyamul, and
Yeah,
also
this is
duha,
recommended.
ishraq, those are also will be included in voluntary acts?
Yes, in mustahabbat. This is also included in al-mustahabbat. So do you have another question?
Ustada, how many ayah you explained today? I wasn't in the first hour, sorry.
Okay, I will send you
From
the
17?
okay, from 17 till 12, and I will send, of course, the material after the class, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah.
آمين وإياكم. Do you have any question? Thank you, sister. I don't know which who is Samsung. Jazakallah for your kind words. Okay. Anyways, I just need to end the class because we already spent 2 hours. So سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. See you next Friday inshallah. Hopefully you start reading Surat Al-Kahf and understand it and find the sweetness of understanding. Because if you understand something is totally different from not understanding it. So hopefully you start reading Surat Al-Kahf with a good lens, and see you next Friday inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.